Hi, Hearties. I'm with Andrea Brooks.
Hi.
Nurse Faith. Okay, Andrea, we love your character, and especially in this time period. Did you do like any research for being a nurse, especially back then?
I love that question. I definitely did some reading up on Florence Nightingale. I got a hold of one of the biographies about her life, and I started researching. I started diving into different films and television series that kind of explored medicine in the era, and it was incredibly different. I mean, the stakes are so high because a common cold could
kill you.
Essentially, yeah. So, and I try to remind myself of that when we're shooting scenes in the infirmary or if someone's sick on the show. And it's not just it's not a small thing when someone comes in with an illness or if they're not feeling good. And just the fact that there's no penicillin, the stakes were high. It was a different time. We're very lucky now.
Yeah, and life expectancy is now longer thanks to Western medicine and just modernization of every medical procedure out there. I think it's fascinating, and I love that, because when your character first came to Hope Valley, we were kind of wondering if you were going to be that third wheel into the Jack and Elizabeth storyline. And I'm so glad it wasn't, because we love your character, and we was like, no, she's too nice, she can't get in between Jack and Elizabeth.
I know. Those first few episodes, well, to be honest, I only signed on for 2 episodes in that season, and I wasn't sure that I would be back. I had an idea that, it was a possibility, but I kind of showed up fully expecting that, the fans might not see Faith in a favorable light.
Right.
And we had Martin Wood directing that episode, and almost all of those scenes, I think, were with Daniel. And between the two of them, they really kind of explained the show to me. And I really, kind of learned quite quickly that you have to let the heart shine through, and that you don't, Faith isn't a bad person. She was never a bad person. She never had bad intentions. It just, that was the way it played out. And of course, we have to deal with the fact that this is a show and they want to pump up drama sometimes. So I think it kind of worked for those few episodes. But as soon as she came back to Hope Valley, I think that she just had her mind set on medicine and work. And I'm really happy that they didn't kind of continue playing that out for too long. I know it was a bit of a threat maybe for a while, but
just a little bit,
and I'm sorry.
No, but you're really solidifying your place within the Hope Valley community. You're part of the infirmary, working with Carson, and everyone loves you so much that when Ray Wyatt was treating you terribly, I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I was about ready to stand up to him for you. It's like, what is happening?
Poor Jeremy.
Poor Jeremy.
He's a wonderful actor, and he's a good friend of mine, so it is kind of funny looking back, because, that one scene where Carson kind of stands up for me in the saloon, I mean, the stakes were high in that scene.
Oh, tension.
There was a lot of tension that day. So, yeah.
Working with Jeremy.
Working with Jeremy.
He seems lovely.
He is lovely. Yeah. But it's true. Faith has had some interesting run-ins with some of the male characters. I mean, she had the fiance. People were worried about Jack initially, and then there was Ray Wyatt, and then Carson stepped in, and then there was Shane. So there's been a lot of dynamics playing out over the seasons, and it's been really fun.
It is, and you play opposite of so many great men in the show. I mean, there must be so much fun and such a blast working with everyone.
I mean, it's such a blessing. The show is unlike any other. I mean, I've been doing this for 13 years, and I've never been on a show with so much positivity, and everyone truly does get along, and that's rare. That doesn't always happen. So getting to work with all different people, I mean, it's fantastic. It's a dream job. It absolutely is.
It really is. And we see your character get along with Elizabeth and all the women also, and you talk about excellent relationships, the female relationships and women relationships, encouraging each other. That's, I find, also rare in television shows too.
You're so right. Absolutely. Yeah, it's been really fun, because Faith obviously came to Hope Valley because she's a career woman, and I think the social side kind of fell away for a time because she had to establish the infirmary, so she was always all about work. And it's really nice, you know, now and in the past season, getting to see her open up a bit and, you know, relax and learn to cook and make friends with the women in the town, because there's a lot of strong women on this show. So
Yes.
I don't know. It's just it's really rewarding to play such a rounded character, and to kind of explore all aspects of her life.
Absolutely, exploring and growing. I mean, you're building relationships with everybody. Really, you really belong in Hope Valley. It just makes sense that you're there.
That's so sweet. But that's one of the gifts of working on a television series, is that you kind of grow up alongside your character and you learn new things about them, and you know, life comes at you, that, you know, as it does in real life,
Right.
and you just have to deal with the circumstances. And I think Faith, we've seen a great deal of that, and yeah, I just hope that continues in season 5.
Definitely will continue. Now, I want to talk a little bit about A Destination Wedding, which also Jeremy was in. That was fun, and you play bride, and you have another movie upcoming that airs today.
It airs
tonight.
today. It airs like, what time is it?
It airs
like,
right now.
It's probably on right now on the
Yeah.
East Coast, which is
Probably.
crazy. Yeah, so Jeremy and I, we've done a few of these wedding movies together. I mean, he just can't escape me. He's just kind of trapped. Jeremy and I just seem to be working on everything
Sounds terrible to work with this woman.
together. You're so sweet.
It sounds fun though. Watching that, I loved Destination Wedding, and I
Oh,
cannot
thanks.
wait to watch this one. But I get to talk to you right now. And we were talking earlier before this that you studied film as well.
Yeah.
I'm a film major. You're a film major.
Right?
So, what type of films do you like watching or studying?
Oh my goodness, I mean, I've kind of gone through waves of things. I was into European cinema for a while. I love the classics. I just rewatched All About Eve not long ago. And
Oh,
just,
excellent.
Such an appreciation for those performances, you know. I don't know, I can kind of appreciate everything. I love action films because I'm obsessed with stunt work and cars, and I think I have an appreciation because I also work in the business. I kind of see it through a different set of eyes, so I'm often watching films and television for their technical value, not just narrative.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes me a couple times to even absorb a narrative because it's almost the last thing I look for when I watch films and television. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The technical sides really help with the editing, which also helps with storytelling and the narrative and how a result can be. And then even like panning shots and the cinematography can really help evoke emotion that maybe the storyline, actually the written word doesn't. So.
Absolutely. There are so many factors to consider when it comes to movie making that I think the average person might not think about. But I mean, when you're watching a scene, it doesn't just happen. You have to pick up the camera. You've got to reset it every time. You do your takes numerous times. And usually by the end of a scene, you're absolutely exhausted and you never want to think about it again.
Right.
So you really kind of delve into it and you explore every aspect. And it's a long process. It's not easy.
No, it's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure.
It's not for the faint of heart.
Hearties.
Hearties.
That
was a good one.
Thank you. But you also studied the Continental Studies. That adds to that?
When I did my master's, I veered into kind of continental philosophy.
Philosophy.
So, yeah, French philosophy, mid-century stuff, and I kind of bridged that. So and my grandfather was a founding professor of philosophy and mathematics, actually, at University of Waterloo in Ontario. Wow. So I think I come by it honestly in certain respects. But yeah, you just find that the more you study in the humanities, everything kind of connects at a certain point. And it was really fun to kind of tackle cinema through a theoretical lens, which is kind of what I did. And I kind of explored themes of temporality, so time and movement. And I worked with the philosophies of Gilles Deleuze and Felix Guattari. And so I don't know, I got pretty nerdy for a while. And
Fascinating.
Yeah, it was fun, and I don't know. I had aspirations of continuing on potentially, but I don't know. I've been pretty busy with the real work, so.
I mean, that's real work too. I think you can do it. If anything, that the cast can prove that they are so talented, multi-talented. If you can have a major in film and continental philosophy, you can and just keep going and then make all these Hallmark shows and movies. You can do it all, girl.
I guess it's kind of true. It's kind of fun. But one thing I will say about the Hallmark family is it's just so neat. It's almost like the old Hollywood system where they reuse so many of us, and we're all such good friends in real life, and they really hire excellent people, not just excellent actors, but excellent people. And so many of these wonderful actors that I work with on a daily basis have become close friends, and I attribute that to Hallmark and the values.
Yeah, the values that they teach: happiness and family, and just doing the right thing and progressiveness, and that this world so needs today.
Absolutely. And I can see why this is a form of escapism for a lot of people, because it kind of projects a world that sometimes we aspire to be, or we want to be good. We want the morals, we want the values, and it's really fun to be a part of that.
Absolutely. And part of this community, and which the Hearties are so loyal and fantastic.
Oh, I mean, the Hearties are fantastic. I don't even know what to say. It's the most loyal, amazing fan base. It's so wonderful. Every day I open my social media and I see positive comments. If I post a picture, it's all positive. I have so many friends who work on shows, and they get so much hate for no reason. And I don't know, it's really nice to work on something where people have such appreciation and respect and love for the cast, crew, and show.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Well, I love you. We love your characters. We love your storylines, and we can't wait to see where your character is headed. And is there any other upcoming projects other than A Harvest Wedding? Any other projects that you can tease for us to look for in the future?
Well, I'm still on Supergirl. I'm still playing Eve Tessmacher, so you'll see.
Teacher.
Yeah, you'll be seeing her pop up this season. We're currently in the middle of season 3. There's obviously When Calls the Heart, and Harvest Wedding, which airs tonight. Which I'm late. I'm late for my tweet fest apparently.
Sorry, you guys. I was busy with her. Sorry.
I know, it's on the record. I have an excuse.
This is why.
This is why I'm not on Twitter right now. So yeah, and there's some more Hallmark stuff kind of on the horizon, and yeah, it's been a busy couple of years, and I just can't wait to keep going and see what comes next.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to you and all your success on the show and in the Hallmark community. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Yay.
Excellent. Thank you so
Perfect.
much, Andrea.
Thanks.